What makes JFCS different as an organization than many others is our goal and our mission to empower people.
This year alone, JFCS has helped over 21,000 individuals in our community.
My hat's off to the people at JFCS for the job that they have done.
They help people in need, no matter what color, race, or creed.
JFCS has many programs which reach into different aspects of the community, but they have one thing in common, and that is, how can we help people function, be self-sufficient, maintain self-respect? Everything we do is geared to helping the community maintain itself in place, to improve the quality of their lives, and not to become over-dependent on charity.
It allows them to help families stay in their homes, find jobs, become self-sufficient. It's not just about the great work that they do on an individual basis, but how it impacts everyone's lives through bettering our community and making it a great place for all of us to live.
And investing in JFCS gives the whole community an amazing return.
When I sit around the table and hear Rose talk about all of the incredible work that she does and the volunteers at the organization, I'm honored and proud to be involved.
It is amazing how many lives come in touch with us, and it is amazing how many people I meet in the streets at times, and when I mention who I am, they say, "I know someone that's been helped by you." It is heartwarming when that happens. Several years ago, JFCS recognized that veterans in our community were not being served in the way that they should. So we took an initiative and an effort to put much of our energy into assuring that veterans get their needs met.
To me, there's nothing more important than taking care of the people that got in harm's way so that we can enjoy our freedoms.
We particularly began to focus in housing for veterans, knowing that veterans are an important part of this community. They've given a lot to our country, and then they come home, they end up homeless, they end up without jobs, they lose their families.
As a veteran myself, serving 3 years back in the 50s, I can understand and appreciate what these people went through. And I was committed to do something. I committed myself to be active and involved, and that's one of the reasons I've been working closely with JFCS.
Sarasota and the surrounding area has one of the highest populations of elderly people in the country. Today, the older person doesn't want to live the same way as their parents and grandparents lived.
This last year, we touched the lives of approximately 6,000 seniors.
They don't want to end up in nursing homes and retirement homes. They want to enjoy the dignity of living in their own homes for as long as possible. A major portion of our program is geared to helping the elderly person be able to stay in their homes, retain some sense of dignity, some pride, some independence. We do that for these people. We give them pride, we improve the quality of their lives, and it's worth mentioning, we save society a lot of money. It's a lot cheaper for a person to live at home with help than it is to go into a nursing home.
I just loved it. I've been with them now for about 18 years. It's a wonderful, wonderful experience, and I love every minute, and I look forward to it.
The story that sticks with me more than most is when I hear about a young family, a couple of kids, who are about to be evicted from their homes, usually for some reason beyond their entire control. And I think about that family getting into a car or a van, packing up their last possessions, and the parents having to tell those two little kids, "You don't have a home anymore, you don't have a bed to sleep in." What do those kids think?
When we were working to keep children and families in their home, we went to JFCS. We knew we could partner with them and they could get it done.
JFCS began to focus primarily on the families that could become homeless, and our efforts were very strong in the area of prevention of family homelessness.
They took these people in, they fed them, they got housing for them, they gave them food, they helped pay their rent, and when they got a job, they were independent from then on.
If we can intervene, and with a few phone calls and a very modest amount of money, keep that family in their homes so those children never suffer the pain, the indignity, the humiliation of being homeless. And the parents don't have to look at each other in pain and say, what have we done to our kids? That's what we do every day. We keep people functioning, we prevent that kind of damage, and society benefits for it.
Even though we have helped thousands of people, there is still so much more that we could do, so many people still on the waiting list, and with your continued assistance, we can do even that much more.
JFCS seems to have captured over its 20-odd years the ability to identify ways of helping people maintain themselves in the community, keep themselves at home, keep themselves at school, keep themselves at work, and not become dependent on other social agencies for housing, maintenance, and the like. JFCS reaches thousands of people a year. The reason we're able to do that is we have an incredibly talented, dedicated staff. We have hundreds of volunteers, people just like all of you, who go into schools, who go into the homes of elderly people, who go into hospitals, who go to synagogues and churches, and provide that human touch that makes a difference to one person's life. It's one person after another. And none of us could be doing that without the support of the entire community.
JFCS can stretch a dollar further than any other organization in our community. I rarely say that as President and CEO of Gulf Coast Community Foundation, I have a favorite organization. But I have to say JFCS is one of my favorite organizations, if not most favorite, because of what they do to help families and children.
And I realize the importance that it is for all of us to be generous and continue to be generous and support this wonderful organization, because without it, we cannot continue to do the great work that we do that makes this a better community for all of us.
I can't think of a better organization to support than JFCS. They do a tremendous job, and they have accomplished so much in a relatively short period of time. Their people are terrific, their programs are terrific, and their success rate is unbelievable.
We know as we look into the next 5-10 years that things are changing. We can no longer depend on government support for our programs, not because the government doesn't value what we do, they do, but there are too many demands. So for us to continue doing what we do, we will only succeed if the community recognizes that what we do is not only good for the people we help, but is good for all of us. We all come to Sarasota because we enjoy the great life here, the weather, the art, the culture, the people, the golf, whatever. But we cannot afford to forget that none of that will be possible if we don't preserve the infrastructure of people in this community, the people who make the community work. So our role is dependent upon you, all of you great people in the room here tonight, and we value your presence and your support in the past. But we really need you to ask, what else can you do for us in the coming period? Without your help, we won't be able to continue doing all the things we do.